Pepper spray and a brutal beating. We've got video of Gershun Freeman's attack at 201 Poplar. It's been released today. It's about an hour ago, in fact. We'll show you the moments leading up to his death.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Andrew Humphrey. We are looking at the possibility of severe thunderstorms once again. Light showers for now, but another tornado threat. New alerts up because of high winds, not only tonight, but also tomorrow. Team weather and your forecast coming up.
And I have no idea when this will come to an end.
Hundreds of victims, decades of suffering. Tonight, we take you inside the latest hearing for the massive rape kit lawsuit. Fox 13 News at 6 starts now with breaking news. We begin tonight at 6 with breaking news. Video has just been released from inside of the Shelby County Jail, showing the events that led to the death of inmate Gershun Freeman. We do need to warn you tonight that what you're about to see may be disturbing to some viewers.
Now, this is from October when the 33-year-old Freeman was in custody on aggravated assault and kidnapping charges. You see him charged from his cell there towards those two jailers. You're looking at two different cameras pointed in the same row of cells, one on opposite ends of the hallway there. Freeman charged out of his cell towards the deputy jailers who were bringing him food. Freeman is naked in this video. He fights and crawls on the ground as more jailers rush in. They use chemical agents to try to get him under control. And after about a minute, Freeman makes it to the end of the cell block there.
Now, in the hallway, Freeman continues to struggle. He is sprayed again with a chemical agent. He is pushed to the ground, and he continues to struggle for another couple of minutes, fighting all the way down the hallway. We head out to a bank of escalators on level 4. There are several guards in that area who are clearly dealing with the effects of all of the chemical spray. Freeman goes up an escalator 1 level.
All right, let's take it out of another hallway. Freeman is restrained here. He traded punches with one jailer as two others get there. Freeman is taken to the ground. He's still fighting. He's kicked. He's punched repeatedly by the 3 guards until they finally gain control. They pull his hands behind his back. A deputy jailer there then appears to sit on him, and he actually sat on him, from what we've seen in the video, for several minutes.
Freeman is restrained face down for about 6 minutes until he is lifted to his knees. Another minute, he slumps over on his side. The video ends just a few minutes later. His medical condition is not clear at this point. We know the medical examiner determined that he died from heart disease made worse by a physical encounter with deputy jailers. The ME lists probable psychotic disorder as a contributing cause of his death.
Now, the medical examiner also noted that CPR was attempted, which is not seen in the video that was released. Ultimately, his death, though, was ruled a homicide. Now, we know the TBI is still investigating this case. The video that was released today that you just saw came from the Nashville District Attorney's Office, which was unexpected. No one has been charged in this case. The family of Freeman is still seeking a federal investigation.
Of course, we have a crew speaking with the family attorney right now, and we'll bring that to you tonight on Fox 13 News at 9 and 10, as well as post this video on our website. Of course, that is fox13memphis.com. Our other top story tonight, we are tracking severe storms for your Thursday night.
Yeah, right now we're under a flood watch for most of the Mid-South. That's until Friday. Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Andrew Humphrey is live in Severe Weather Center 13 right now to give us the latest. Andrew.
And Darcy and Daryl, slight difference from yesterday's severe weather threat. This severe weather threat comes later rather than sooner, but that actually makes it more dangerous because it could occur overnight or early tomorrow morning when many folks are trying to sleep or they're already asleep. High wind warning also goes into effect as well tomorrow morning. Wind advisory before that at midnight for Memphis and all of the Mid-South. That's new news since you joined us earlier today, midday and early this morning. We've got light to moderate shower activity for now, including right here in Shelby County and right here in the south side of the city of Memphis. Stronger showers and storms moving through portions of Texas, also Oklahoma. Much of this posing, once again, a severe threat when it comes to high winds, frequent lightning, even the possibility of hail or isolated tornadoes. Flooding is always a consistent threat as well. Flood watch is still in effect. We have team coverage to talk about that, in fact, making sure you know the difference between a flood watch and a flood warning and what the watch means for you and your family as we go over these next few hours into tomorrow. Matt Yurosavik, one of our meteorologists, is out live. Matt, what do you have?
Yeah, Andrew, and that flood watch versus a flood warning. Right now, we are under that flood watch. That continues for all of the Mid-South through this evening and through really tomorrow afternoon. That's because we're expecting some heavy rainfall. We had first round last night, and we had some flooding localized across much of the Memphis area and parts of the Mid-South, and that could again be the case this evening with heavy rain, and that could continue into early tomorrow. So as we talk about a flood watch, that is issued when flooding is possible. That's when we're expecting that heavy rain out there. And then a flood warning, well, that's issued when flooding is imminent or ongoing, and that could happen in the overnight hours tonight or even tomorrow. Then we'll also have to continue to keep an eye on the rivers, the lakes, the streams, that kind of thing, and even the Mississippi River down the line here as we keep an eye on the flooding. But I want to bring you back out here just right outside. The light showers, at least where I'm standing right now, have stopped, but we're going to continue to be under this warm front for the next hour or so. And then, Andrew, that storm threat will really ramp up later today.
Savik, thank you very much. We see already for the year, after over an inch and a half of rain yesterday, we have over 14 inches of rain in the rain bucket since January 1. 8.8 inches is average by this time of the year, so nearly 6 inches above average. We're already waterlogged. The flood watch is in effect until 12 noon tomorrow for the entire viewing area, all of the Mid-South. This is key because with those high winds, for now winds are behaving, but with those high winds and with the saturated ground, it makes it very tough for even healthy trees to stand. So we'll talk more about that in terms of any sort of damage for tomorrow and into later on tonight, and your full weather forecast in minutes.
Well, a Fayette County family is demanding answers after they say the Moscow Police Department told them they can't find a police report about 2 people who were shot.
Fox 13's Dominique Dillon has the latest from Moscow. She says right now the family told her they just want justice.
You know the saying, the wheels of justice turn slowly but grind exceedingly fine. Initially, that's the reason the family of a victim who accused 2 boys of shooting him had not received justice. But instead, they say the Moscow Police Department lost the police report filed. So we caught up with the police chief. He pointed the finger at the Fayette County Sheriff's Department.
Luckily, he did not succumb to his wounds, but it exploded his intestines. He has damage that cannot be reversed at this point.
June of 2021, Justice Mashburn says her brother and his girlfriend were shot during an attempted robbery in Moscow, Tennessee. The girlfriend shot in the shoulder, her brother in the back as he ran away.
When my brother was released from the hospital, we went to the Moscow Police Department and he filed his statement. That was the last we heard of anything.
Since that day, Mashburn says she has followed up with MPD and the district attorney's office several times by phone and email.
Their first answer was, we tried looking for them and we couldn't find them, so there's nothing else we can do. And then the future calls after that, because I called frequently, they said that there was no report.
But Mashburn's quest for justice did not subside. It intensified, especially after she saw one of the boys her brother accused of shooting him, accused of attempted murder in a separate case.
Somebody else almost lost their life. And that didn't even have to happen because he should have been arrested a year and a half ago.
We reached out to Moscow Police Chief Byron Williams by email to learn what happened to the police report, but got no response. So we drove out to Moscow to speak with him in person. He said he didn't know anything about the case. He became the chief within the last 2 weeks.
Anything like that goes to the Fayette County Sheriff's Department, not Moscow. But the Fayette County Sheriff's Department handles all felony.
So we drove out to the Fayette County Sheriff's Department to get answers.
I think I remember that case when it happened, and their officer was the one that was working it.
Since Williams has been the chief, the Fayette County Sheriff's Department has investigated all felonies due to a lack of officers.
Yes, if something happened right now that was a felony, we would go down there and investigate it. But at that time, that policy was not in place.
They say that they remember me calling frequently. They remember me. They remember my brother. They remember the incident. Heck, they even remembered the exact officer that made the report. but there's nothing that they can do.
How will this family get justice if there's no police report? We reached out to the district attorney, Mark Davidson, to learn more about this case, but we haven't heard back.
That's Fox 13's Dominique Dillon, and we will stay on that story to get that answer, too. New at 6, Memphis police have reactivated a special traffic enforcement unit, even while all specialized police units are currently under review. In a statement today, the department said, quote, over the past 5 years, the city of Memphis has been challenged with reckless driving, road rage incidents, and interstate shootings. Moreover, the Memphis Police Department continually receives numerous requests from community members, city council members, and tourists concerning enforcing traffic laws on our city streets and interstate system. The department goes on to say it has reassigned 10 sergeants to the Special Traffic Enforcement Detail. Now, they will drive marked patrol cars and wear uniforms to enforce those traffic laws. Now, that announcement comes just 4 weeks after Police Chief C.J. Davis announced a review of all specialized police units. Mayor Strickland says that the city's reaching out to several groups for their expertise, including the Department of Justice. The department permanently disbanded the Scorpion unit. That was the unit involved in the death of Tyree Nichols back in January. Activists have asked the Memphis City Council and even the Shelby County Commission to ban all specialized police units because of that. Dozens of rape victims have waited decades for the city to seek justice.
They want to hold the city accountable for 12,000 rape kits that sat untested for decades. Fox 13's Sierra Jordan breaks down the emotions during today's final arguments before a major decision on this case.
The Shelby County Courthouse is where the class action lawsuit involving the city of Memphis and several rape victims was held. And the victims told me that they're still living in trauma and they've been waiting years to seek justice for their case. The plaintiffs say the city failed to test the rape kits as required starting in 2003. However, the city argues there were no standard for testing rape kit evidence until 2016. Thursday morning, Circuit Court Judge Gina Higgins heard final arguments over the potential class action case involving more than 100 victims. Judge Higgins will decide if the city is responsible for the thousands of untested rape kits, and if she denies a summary judgment, there will be a trial. Several rape victims were hoping for a summary judgment today, but now have to wait 2 more weeks.
The times when we are not here in court, I feel better. But this coming here and getting no results, it just depresses me. And I can't help it because 39 years you got to go through this.
Judge Higgins says that the next court ruling is scheduled for March 22nd. She will make a ruling to determine whether or not this is considered a Class A lawsuit. In downtown Memphis, Sierra Jordan, Fox 13 News.
This is breaking news.
We continue to cover that breaking news, and we have new information on this breaking story, the video release in the Gershun Freeman case.
Now, again, the video is graphic, and it may be hard or difficult, definitely, for some viewers to watch. It is from inside of the Shelby County Jail back in October. 33-year-old Gershun Freeman is in jail on aggravated assault and aggravated kidnapping charges. As jailers try to bring him food, he charges out of his cell naked.
Now, this fight lasts several minutes. Freeman makes his way through the jail. He eventually makes his way up one level in the building. He's restrained by 3 guards later who punch and kick him, and he later collapses onto his side. The medical examiner says Freeman died of a heart condition that was worsened by the fight with the guards, and he was also suffering a psychotic episode. Now, this case is still under investigation tonight, and keep in mind, no charges have been filed.
And Freeman family attorney Ben Crump released this statement just a few minutes ago. It says, quote, "The death of Gershun Freeman is yet another shocking example of police brutality in Memphis and Shelby County's criminal justice systems. The newly released footage is visual evidence that at least 10 officers brutalized and beat Gershun to death when he was naked and clearly suffering from a mental health crisis."
Now, we're working to bring you a lot more information on this case tonight on Fox 13 News at 9 and 10, and of course 24/7 on fox13memphis.com. Hundreds of lost jobs, countless confused customers.
Fox 13's Your Money investigator took your concerns to the president of American Car Center. Kate visited his home in Germantown today.
Gate locked, but there are people on property here at American Car Center. They say they're securing the property. We visited the Germantown home of the president of the company to ask why he laid off nearly 300 people.
It's unprofessional because you're not thinking about the livelihood of those that's employed with you.
It's been nearly a week since almost 300 people lost their jobs at American Car Center. Lakeisha Devine is worried about the payments for her 2017 Chevy Track, but she is just as concerned about the employees who lost their jobs.
Sometimes you fire these employees at the end of the day, knowing then rent and things is coming up.
This is the address of the company's CEO, Noah Hogan. We are going to ask him to answer for the sudden closure of the business. Hello, this is Kate with Fox 13. We're looking for Noah Hogan. Can you answer for the 300 people who lost their jobs? We stayed on property for about 10 minutes to give Hogan a chance to speak. No one answered the door, but someone did call the police. We walked onto the property to ask for their comment on a story.
Well, have a good day.
Thank you. Former employees on Tuesday announced their plans to sue, accusing American Car Center of violating the federal WARN Act, not giving enough legal notice about the mass layoffs. We did see people on property Thursday, but they would not speak. Are you with American Car Center?
No, not anymore.
Devine told us she spent most of the week worried about the future of her car. You had the money to pay. You wanted to pay.
And you can't because you don't know who to pay it to.
We will update you on the federal lawsuit as it advances in court. Following Your Money, Kate Beery, Fox 13 News.
It's raining.
Speechless?
It's raining. It's raining.
You know, it's enough to go through one round of heavy rain, including thunderstorms like last night. But now we have round two that's on the way for tonight. And even after the rain stops into tomorrow, winds really get cranking. That's prompting a wind advisory to go into effect starting at midnight all the way through 6 p.m. on Friday, and a high wind warning for higher wind gusts up to around 60 miles per hour for much of the Mid-South, including Memphis, western Tennessee, northern Mississippi, also here in portions of Arkansas as well, including areas like Mississippi County. Now, we're currently looking at calmer winds. We're even looking at some rain, but it's generally on the light side, including right here in the Bluff City on the south side. You can see that here just across the state border. But this is what's on the way for us later tonight and for tomorrow morning. A line of heavy showers and thunderstorms, much of it severe, traveling through Texas and parts of Oklahoma, prompting a tornado watch to be in effect. Not here, but in parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and the newest one in Arkansas and northern Louisiana that expires at midnight. But if things hold together, and looks like they will, wouldn't be surprised by a tornado watch here as well. But it won't be issued until late tonight or early tomorrow morning. Scattered showers up until 9 p.m. When you join us at 9 o'clock, those evolve into scattered storms, then become more organized with a line of storms. Notice the time frame here. Scattered storms up until 2 in the morning. Then in the wee hours of tomorrow morning, all the way through the morning rush hour, a line of storms, and the area will be hit by those. Take a look at us right here in Memphis and throughout much of the Mid-South. Once again, you can see parts of Arkansas get affected first around midnight or beforehand with a first wave of showers and storms slated for this round. Then there's that organized line that happens before dawn and then moves through the area as we go through the morning rush hour and up until about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Notice between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., that's when some of the heaviest rain, some of the most severe weather moves through. So what about the tornado threat by then? Well, it remains low as we go through the night, but notice how it ramps up overnight and even by tomorrow morning during the morning commute along the Mississippi River and off to the east. You notice by 9, 10 o'clock, it still exists in parts of the Mid-South. So the tornado threat is not only during the wee hours of tomorrow morning, but even after the sun rises and when many folks may be on the road. Wind gusts, even after those storms pass, around 40 to 60 miles per hour. So 54 degrees overnight tonight. wet, windy, and stormy. And the ground is already waterlogged, so there's a good chance of trees toppling over no matter what condition they're in, even when those high winds kick in and it stops raining. We're looking at temperatures falling from the 60s to the 50s during the day. Saturday and Sunday, sunshine comes back. It'll be calmer with 60s, then near 70 degrees by Sunday. Then the next chance of showers, the middle of next week. We'll be right back.
Well, thanks so much for watching Fox 13 News at 6. Of course, we're going to have much more for you tonight at 9 and 10.
We're continuing to watch the Gershun Williams video that was released today, and we will bring you more of that coming up tonight on Fox 13 News at 9 and 10, and online at fox13memphis.com. Have a good night, everyone.